We're not going to open this! Abort! Abort!
Have you seen that Gerudo costume for Breath of the Wild?
This conversation is not... We are not starting this.
But there...
We need to open up a less controversial topic.
And I'm not kidding about this. In Breath of the Wild,
Oh, dang, I didn't want
to get into Gerudo Town, because they don't let men in, you have to dress as a woman.
Flash the... If you can find it, flash the one picture of Link in the costume up on screen right now.
Are you getting the ice arrows?
No.
No.
What?
You can't.
Oh.
You can't do that yet.
If I was playing the 3DS version, I would just do a glitch. And
Obviously,
just...
he's not trying hard enough.
Okay,
He's not trying.
you probably want to
No!
save.
Carson, we're gonna deal with that in a minute. Okay, let's try it.
I don't think Dark Souls should have an easy mode.
Okay,
Oh.
time for this conversation.
Remember
to get-
that talk that we just had?
I'm pretty-
See, you that guy that came into the office, right? And you pulled that case out of the file cabinet, and somebody walked in, and they told you close that folder and put that back.
Well, me and Carson do this all the time. You know, I think we had a discussion, and I tried to convince Carson that
Some of the...
of why we should not have one.
Some of our best commentary and, like, LPs with Sean
I'm pretty
was...
sure we had that conversation in Kingdom Hearts, didn't we?
I can't remember.
As to just on the sheer fact that people will buy the game because it punches them in the balls. They should not put an easy mode in it.
Sean watched our channel trailer.
Oh my gosh. I watched the channel trailer and I realized that I was like, I literally said the sentence, he's like Kurt Cobain, but a little less Englishy.
No, he was Englishy, but so is Kurt Cobain.
Oh, that's right. I said he's a little Englishy, but so is Kurt Cobain. I'm like, wait, what the hell? What were we talking about?
And I've actually kind of been waiting for this Dark Souls argument to come.
You don't remember what led to that?
No, I have no idea how we got there, and I like started watching this. You've already failed.
This is the basic, the 1,000 points.
I cannot stand this minigame.
Neither can I.
This
Sean.
is an
Neither
area.
can I.
Okay, this is an area.
This is the.
I understand that most of these arrow games are just about a sense of rhythm.
This one is.
photo mini game from Majora's Mask.
This one is just get 1,000 points. It's the 1,500 because.
If you can hit one more. I was about to yell at you.
Oh, dang it. Stupid Jack Frost making me want to
Tarzan,
get him level up.
I've explained the. It's the next one.
No, I know, but you were so close to not getting the 1,000. But okay,
Oh, this is the.
First of all,
1,500.
Okay, take a
That-
take a shot every time we fail.
There's going to.
I should-
Guys, there's probably going to be a lot of cutting here.
Probably not because I'm about to tangent.
Well, I might leave a tangent
Well,
in.
yeah, I mean, we really shouldn't tangent about it because we already had that discussion.
Okay.
So I'm running. There's no one around. Someone comes around the corner, shoots me before I can even aim at them. Because apparently, I learned at this point that when I'm running, I cannot aim at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And when I do try to aim and shoot, I miss.
So
after fourth guy, because remember there's one guy, then two guys, and then one guy again. After guy number 4 killed me again, you know what I did?
What?
I took my controller, I held the PS button, I hit quit game, I ejected the game from my console, and then I went over to turn off system.
But what if but like, what if you do want to like the game? Like, I want
What
to
if
like.
what if I want to like the game?
Yeah, like, I want to like Sacred Stones, but the
Well, you know what,
permadeath
Carson?
holds
I
it
do
back.
want. You know what, Carson? I did want to like that game, but I determined there was no liking it for me. And you know what? That is okay, because not every game needs to be made with literally everybody in mind.
But
Do some games, yeah, sure. If somebody wants to make a beginner shooter and say this game is for someone who is
Overwatch.
crap. at shooters.
I sent some salt from that.
You're
Oh no,
saying-
there's no salt. It's an actual thing. It's 100%. That game is not hard to play.
If
If
someone,
you are bad at that game, oh boy.
but if someone else sit there and be like, hey, this game is for people who are just bad at shooters. So that you can play it, and when you beat it, you'll be able to play shooters better. You know, you play this game, and then you go to, like, you know, what people would call a normal shooter, but an easier shooter. That's how you do that. That is the way I think you should have to get into a series. You play a game that is considered, you know, this genre for baby's first this game. Baby's first bullet hell.
Anything that's not bullet hell.
Yeah, even
that calls itself a space shooter.
I mean, really, that's how I feel. I
Oh.
don't
Distance!
I do not think every game needs to
Star
cater to
Soldier
somebody.
Vanishing Earth.
I do not think every game needs to cater to everybody like they've never played a video game before.
Haven't seen you in like 3 hours.
Do I think some games are okay to do it? Yeah, because eventually someone's going to need a game that they can play.
but
But does every game need a game that everybody can access? No, it does not.
I think it does to some degree because
No, I think it.
a quote that Miyamoto had that more people need to bring up: every game is someone's first.
You know what? I don't care.
But we're creating a world now where if you're born in a modern
No,
age...
I'm not saying that every game needs to be inaccessible, but not every game needs to be accessible.
You basically just contradicted
No, I
yourself.
didn't. I just said not every game needs to be accessible. But I also don't think every game needs to be inaccessible. There are some games that, you know, are going to be made that are easy and very accessible. Just like there can be games that are not for someone who's never played a video game before. Or played that genre before.
Even
And
though
that's
now
okay.
we're creating more games now that are designed where you've had to have played a game for like 30 years, and that anyone trying to learn is basically shunned and laughed at.
I do not think that is entirely true.
The Dark Souls community, they say
Then nobody would be having an influx in fighting games.
the Dark Souls community, they say get good, but when you ask them how to get good, they just laugh at you.
Well,
Every person that is involved in the fighting game community knows fully well that if basically not playing a game for 10 years means that you're bad and there's just nothing you can do about it, then fighting games would be dead already.
It's honestly kind of a miracle they're still alive.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, because
No, it's
every
not, because that's the thing. That fighting games are literally a game that says, hey, if you've never played a fighting game before, you're gonna get your ass kicked. And that's the key to fighting games. You better learn how to not get your ass kicked.
And
And that's
but
their
no one in the
problem.
community will teach you.
Yeah, that's their
No, you
problem.
can't, because you can't be taught a fighting game.
You can,
No, you can't.
and you should.
Why do you
can't-
want someone to tell you how to play a character that's not you? Why do you want someone to tell you how to play the thing you want to play?
There we go.
The difference between Daigo's Ryu and everybody else's Ryu
They're not
is-
Daigo?
is
Yes.
astronomical, because Daigo plays Ryu like Daigo.
Mm.
And everybody else is gonna play Ryu like they choose to play Ryu. If I want to turn Ryu into a grapple character, even though Ryu's not a grapple character, and I have no command grabs, I can play Ryu like a grapple character, because that's something I can do. If I think that helps me win, then that's what I'm gonna do. after you get hit in the face with enough Hadoukens, you'll learn you're gonna have to do something. Either you're gonna have to block them, either you're gonna have to find a special move that dodges them, or gives you projectile invincibility, or you're gonna have to learn to jump. But you're gonna have to also realize that if you do one of those three things, they're gonna guess that you're gonna do one of those three things. Which you better be ready for whatever happens after you do it. If you're gonna jump, you better know that if he's a good player, he's going to think you're gonna jump. Because he's gonna throw a second projectile at you, and when you jump that second projectile, he's going to move forward and he's going to hit you with something.
Also, just a side point, didn't everyone complain when Capcom made it easier to do something in Street Fighter V?
Everyone complains when fighting games are made easier and more accessible because
There's
elitist.
no such thing as an accessible fighting game.
Smash Brothers.
The easiest accessible fighting game just got canceled 2 years ago, and it was called Rising Thunder. It was literally a game where you had to do no inputs to do special moves. Special moves were a button.
Mm-hmm. Fighting games, people don't like them being made easier, and for the most part, they don't get made.
I don't even think it's easier. I think that's how it might end up being said. But I think it's that when someone plays a fighting game, they want fighting game number 2 to play like fighting game number 1. And when you make it easier, you normally have to change stuff. Make it different.
No, they have to be a special snowflake that has a game specific for them, so when the game says, hey, you don't have to do 18 pretzel motions in a row to throw a fucking uppercut, the little piss babies just get mad and go bitch about on message boards.
Yep.
Yes, I'm bitter.
No, okay.
Carson, I agree with you.
No, because, and see, I used to have problems with fighting games,
But you have a situation where you have to realize that you wanted to make that motion. Daigo Umehara can use a fireball and can make the fireball motion because Daigo Umehara has made the fireball motion almost thousands, if not millions of times. Yeah, it's not something that's easy because of the fact that that's not an easy motion. It's something you learn, and you learn it by doing it again and again and again.
But even
in practice, if need be, again and again and again.
But even when I learn it,
can look at someone dead in the face without looking at your controller and throw fireballs all day.
But even when I learn it, it still hurts my hands to do it. It doesn't feel
and there's
like a
no
natural
reason
motion.
that the game should be built around a large combo like that, other than a stupid.
Yeah. Why should I have to make a pretzel motion to begin
with? If large
with?
combos are your problem, then you should play Street Fighter because the combos of Street Fighter are easy as hell. You do like 1-2 special moves. You hit them with some basics. Do 1-2 special moves, and that's literally a combo. I play possibly the easiest rushdown character in the game, Cammy, and I can literally tell you that I am ass at playing Cammy. I am ass at playing fighting games.
I see what you did
but
there.
I can do a spiral cannon because a spiral cannon, a fireball motion is incredibly easier than an uppercut motion.
Circle
because
that
an
game.
uppercut motion is a forward to down to diagonal.
Isn't that the Z motion?
That's the Z motion.
Also, isn't everyone ass at playing Cammy because Cammy?
For a good while, Cammy was broken. If I'm not mistaken, the current meta is that Buki is stupid because Buki is like incredibly high rushdown with almost 75% damage.
The only fighting game I was ever kind of interested in because it massively simplified everything was Skullgirls because it had everything be Hadouken motions, but because it was still a fighting game, a toxic community formed around it, so I lost interest.
I cannot stand the argument of I don't like a game because of toxic community.
Is internet.
I mean, you get on YouTube, right?
That is my argument to that situation.
Except
if the internet is involved and there are going to be more than one
individual
in it, it's going to be toxic.
Yes, every game in every community has its toxic community and its toxic people. But in most, you can ignore them. But in something like a fighting game, again, when you ask and go looking for help, you are just shunned and laughed at.
I don't think you can be told how to play a fighting game.
A lot of people.
I don't really know where you would go for help that you would basically be laughed at about because I mean. I'm sure you know about Max. Max isn't exactly the person to be toxic.
I
know multiple pro fighting game players that are toxic as well, and yeah, if you ask them a question, they'll be a dick about it. But most of them will actually answer the question in a reasonable note.
Well, Max is not toxic. I have gotten elitism from him. He's not toxic. He had a series teaching people how to play Marvel 3, so he is one of the best. But even with that, I still get tiny amounts of elitism. It comes up every now and again.
I feel like it's just...
Well, he's good at fighting games.
Like that.
Like, I don't understand, like, for example, LeBron James is good at basketball. Why should LeBron James not be cocky about the fact that he's good at basketball? He should feel like he's better, because if he doesn't feel like he's better, then what the hell? Who the hell's gonna feel like he's better? Max is good at fighting games. He has considerable knowledge. Is he pro? No, and he'll tell you he isn't pro because he has tried that before and it didn't work out. Because there are people that play the game, that play the game, not every game, more than he does. Because he tried to do Pro and Killer Instinct and it didn't work out. And that was back when it was first started and Justin Long was still a part of it. But then Justin Long realized there was no money there.
I mean, but you don't get good at any fighting game without playing said fighting game and figuring it out yourself. You can look at videos and be like, okay, let me see if I can make that happen. But you're not, no one's going to tell you, no one's going to look at you and say, hey, if you want to be good at Bowser Jr., do this. And you're going to go and just replicate it.
Most of the time,
you find things on when you play, you play Smash without items. You work on Smash occasionally. Were you as good at Smash before you started working at Smash?
Hold on, I have a more about that.
No, you weren't. You were not. I mean,
practice is a thing that happens. My problem, though, is that fighting games now and their communities the games are being built where the learning curve and the whole practice thing, it's like the game tells you like nothing. The community often tells you nothing.
I do not play games and think, I wonder if this community is a good community. When I play a game, it's because I want to play said game.
If anything that I've run into, if I go on YouTube and I look up stuff about how to play Cammy, they're going to tell you combos. But the problem is that they told you combos. What are you going to do with combos? You can't use those unless you get a hit confirmed. And getting a hit confirmed means you have to play footsies. If you don't know how to play footsies, well, you're going to have a tough time playing any fighting game.
And fighting games in general just have some of the worst communities.
But I do not play a game for the community. I don't understand the whole concept of this game has a toxic community, so I don't want to play
When it's a multiplayer-focused game, you can't really avoid that.
Yes, you can. It's called mute your headphones if you don't listen to that person. I've gotten hate mail playing Blaze Blue because I had a combo that worked against some people. And I could use said combo because it worked. Why would I use something that doesn't? Why would I use anything else? Because it worked.
The thing.
And so I got hate mail. I got literal hate mail from these people because
I've seen hate mail.
And I got it, and I just laughed. I was like, heh.
I've seen hate mail sent to people trying to learn fighting games. That's my problem.
But I don't understand the concept of you look at that. Hey, this guy got sent hate mail because he asked how to play. And so I hate fighting games. The whole genre.
I'm sorry. I know this is completely subjective, but I've just never run into it because I don't really ask people. I just go to like Reddit and I'm just like, oh well, Reddit has a wiki. It has a wiki of a tutorial. The wiki tutorial tells me what this move's for, what the frames on it is, what to use this for, what combination of combos when you're doing this move. And so I'm just like, okay, well, where do I go from here? And then it's like, this is a beginner's guide to playing Street Fighter V. These are the practice routines. Do these every day. And I'm like, well, I don't really want to put that effort in there. And because I'm not going to put that effort in there, I'm never going to be good at Street Fighter. And I'm never going to be phenomenal at playing Street Fighter. And that's because I'm just not going to put that effort in there.
I know what that is. Never mind.
It's like League of Legends. I can honestly look at somebody and I'll be like, I'm probably a gold player. And, saying you're gold and A is like saying that you're bronze. But in reality, I can't really argue much different because I don't put the effort into not being any more than a gold player.
I couldn't
'Cause I
even
don't want to.
I couldn't even follow League of Legends. I tried watching videos of it, and as soon as the match starts, it just becomes basically a bunch of particle effects and attack animations and a like cluster of cartoon violence.
So many people now
Just
are
a ball of death.
tailoring just every type of game now for the people who played it for years. And it's becoming harder and harder for newer people to enter a bunch of game genres, and then everyone will just justify, oh, this series or this genre just isn't for you, but then it's like, why? Just because you're elitist ass doesn't...
I think you, you use that like it's a thing.
It
And
is, though.
but you're like just as bad on the opposite spectrum. Like you're like, this is a problem, and I hate this because this. But you're like just as bad. Like if you went and played a fighting game, asked somebody for help, and they said no, and they didn't even say anything hateful. They just said, no, I don't help. I don't help. Like if they use the word noob, you would like send them back mail and call them an elitist asshole and go on a tangent onto why they're an elitist asshole.
No, I wouldn't.
You know, I got hate mail for playing Blaze Blue, and I looked at it and I laughed. I just straight up laughed. I thought it was funny. You know, I'm kind of with Brian. I don't think I would ever ask anyone how to play a fighting game anyway, because I don't know what they would tell me. You know, me and Brian played some Blaze Blue. I'm definitely not good at Blaze Blue. I don't even play in technical mode. I play in classic, stylish mode because I can't combo. So I let the game combo for me.
So are you sure the like hate messages that you guys sent were over the combo you did and not the fact that you were on the what most people would probably call the easy
Oh
PvP
no,
mode?
when I did that combo, I did it on technical.
Oh.
I couldn't do it on. You couldn't do it on stylish.
Hmm.
I could only do the and they got rid of the combo anyway,
Hmm.
which made me really upset. I don't play Jin anymore because of it.
Hmm.
Maybe I can't play Jin. Like I can't play Jin on stylish because I don't get his combos.
That's kind of the other.
No, me and Brian played. And you know,
That's kind of the other.
Brian just kept trying to do different combos, and I'm like, dude, I don't know what to tell you. I don't play technical mode.
That's kind of the other problem with fighting games they have, and I know this will. I know this will really piss people off. The other problem that they have, not only do they just laugh and like shun at any new people trying to get into the game, but they themselves have the game it has to be played a certain way. Fighting game players will ignore better, more stable versions of a game because it doesn't have the glitches they use to win. Capcom vs. SNK 2 has this technique in it, which is a glitch. It is not intentional, but because people got so used to playing the game with this technique, when a version of the game that removed this glitch, it came out like 2 years later, no one played it. They just used the old one in the tournaments. Because the piss babies have to have their glitch.
Just saying.
That's not similar to the fact that nobody plays Smash 4 and they instead like to hover over the fact that Melee was apparently the best.
And
that's what makes the Melee community.
the Melee community really pissed me off.
Yeah, that's what makes them toxic, but that...
They
has
like
a
Melee.
really...
I mean, I don't understand why that's a problem. I mean, if I sat down...
Well, it's not a problem. I think Melee is better in just a general game feel. The problem with the Melee community is they need the wave dashing, the foxtrotting, and all of the other things in Melee that are glitches.
Melee's community is built of people who used exploits and other things,
But it's in the game.
but it...
That's like saying, I don't use this because it's a glitch. But people do use it, but I'm not gonna. No, I mean, if I can make it work and it helps me out in the fight, I'm gonna do it. Especially in a fighting game. Yeah, most likely do it in an
But-
RPG, honestly.
But then, are you winning with skill, or are you winning with a glitch?
Well, apparently it's skill because everyone's doing it.
Because
And it's literally, at that point, it's not even, whether it's intentional or not, it's a mechanic. It doesn't have to be intentional.
and then if anyone is trying to learn it or not using it, the entire Melee community will bulldog you for not understanding it, or if you complain about it, they'll just say you're just complaining because you suck, or you don't want to learn, or you can't learn.
I feel like you're like over exaggerating.
I'm not.
Yes, but no, but
I've seen the comments.
Okay, but you're like, I don't understand why you care. Like, I honestly don't care.
Big-
I genuinely do not care.
Because they just ruin it for everyone.
No, they ruin it for those who let them ruin it for them. If you let somebody say that to you, and you say, I'm done playing Melee because this person said this to me, then you let them ruin it for you.
Also, in the specific case of Melee, this
is
is kind of uncommon, but Melee is guided so much to a point. People, this is kind of their fault. People now just assume if you say you prefer Melee to, like, Brawl or any of the other games, they just assume you are talking competitive, even when you're not. It's ruined it where you now can't basically talk about Melee in the Smash Brothers community, because if you do, all of the shit will get dragged up.
Again, that makes a fair amount of sense at least, because I'm gonna say, if someone's talking about Melee, I assume they're talking about competitive Melee. Most people I know who play Melee are playing it because they play it competitively, not because they just like playing Melee against the computer. I mean, honestly, in my opinion, I don't like Melee that much. I think each Smash game is better than the last one.
And I generally agree with you.
I like Brawl more than Melee, and it's not because of anything wrong with Melee. I just like Brawl better. I play more Brawl. Do I play Brawl competitively? No.
Like I said, I like Melee more, but I'm, of course, nowhere near competitive. I can only do one wave dash, just one, and even then, I don't think I completely did it right. I just sat down one day to see if I could do it, and I did.
The reason in games like Melee the community bothers me is because when you're dealing with a huge multiplayer game, and the community of said game basically shits on anyone that doesn't fall into the criteria that they deem good or worthy, that really, really, really pisses me off.
I honest, I'm honest, I don't know why you care. I mean, that's not why. I don't play a game for the people. Honestly, can never say I ever have. Never have. I don't play multiplayer games because I want to talk to the people playing the multiplayer games. I play the multiplayer games so I can play against the people playing the multiplayer games. They're the same to me as an AI, except they're probably better than AI because they don't think like an AI.
I think they are.
Yeah.
Let them start studying these. Like, hey, yo, I see you do this.
I am convinced that thing is self-aware.
This is the most advanced AI in the entire game, except it doesn't understand how the big Goron sword works, so if you just swing like an idiot, you bypass it.
Wasn't the highest difficulty of the Killer Instinct called Kind
And
difficulty?
the hearts you come in here, the hearts you have are his hearts. And if you let him learn, eventually he'll get to a point where Dark Link cannot be hit at all. So, I just take the big Goron sword, fly like a maniac, and I'm done in a matter of minutes. Okay, guys. So my question of the day is, what did you guys think of the battle with Dark Link? Personally, if you're fighting this boss battle normally, I really hate it. He can pretty easily counter you, and it's generally hard to damage him. But the game can't counter the big Goron sword. The longer you fight it, the more complex the AI gets. It can reach a point where you can't even really hurt him. So this boss is kind of infamous for being difficult. I made it look kind of easy, but that's only because I cheated a little bit. And I have a bonus question. What did you guys think of the hard round of the Gerudo shooting game? I really hate the round where you have to get 1,500 points. Both rounds are pretty easy on 3DS because of the gyro, but in this version you have to use the stick, and I feel the aiming is really awkward, so I cut out a lot of failures. But anyway, I would really love to know what you guys think. You can leave your thoughts, opinions, and answers in the comments below, or you can leave them on social media. All my social media links are in the video description. Now, as always, I need to be a shill for a minute. If you liked my video, please hit the like button and leave some comments. If you're new to my channel and want to see more of my videos, please hit the subscription button and subscribe. If you're already subscribed, please ring the bell next to the subscription button. That gives you the proper notifications of whenever I upload a new video. Also, don't forget to follow me on social media. Doing all of these things really helps out the channel, and it really helps our communities grow. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you guys next time.